Good afternoon and welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Courts have you covered, best believe. Courts Ready Cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all. We on the go. Courts Ready Cash, you already know. We got it all. We on the go. Courts Ready Cash, always ready when you're ready. Let's go.
Courts Ready Cash, ready when you are.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts and Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Rajiv Providence. First, on the local scene, the rising cost of grain on the world market, along with other economic and environmental impact over the years, is bringing the poultry industry to a standstill. In an interview with the Agency for Public Information, Veterinary Officer Dr. Colleen Phillips said feed costs and other production costs are severely hurting poultry farmers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The price increase right now is actually crippling the farmers. For all of us, it means less eggs, Dr. Phillips said. She goes on to say for them to really make a profit, they would have to sell for probably $28 a flat. There is no way the industry can remain viable. If we sell at $20 a flat, the farmers are not going to make it and the industry will crumble. Dr. Phillips said though government would try to provide subsidies given the circumstances, it is still a case where they would not be able to maintain the subsidies and insisted that for the farmers and the industry to remain sustainable, an increase in the price of eggs is inevitable. The government is giving fisher folks easier access to engines and boats through the Fleet Expansion Program. The program was officially launched by the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, Fisheries, Rural Transformation, and Labor. The program, which is being done in collaboration with the Kingston Cooperative Credit Union, the KCCU, is a revolving facility of $1.5 million. Loans will be available to existing and new entrants to the fisheries sector. This is an excellent opportunity because in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we possess a blue diamond in our blue economy. And if we do not work together to advance the cause of harnessing these resources, we will not be able to build up the industry, Minister of Agriculture Sabota Caesar said. He also noted that there are currently 3 boats and 3 engines available for purchase through the KCCU once the applicants meet the necessary requirements. Marketing officer at the KCCU, Ruth Stowe, who was also at the launch, said that her company is pleased to partner with the Ministry of Agriculture on the program. This program, she said, will help to bolster the economic recovery of the nation that has been grappling with the adverse impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic and the eruptions of the La Soufrière volcano. Still on the local scene, 8 students from the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Community College are the latest beneficiaries of bursaries awarded by the Eastern Caribbean Group of Companies, the ECGC Foundation Incorporated. The financial donation, totaling $8,000, will go towards assisting students with costs associated with their studies, including fees, transportation, books, and more. Director of the ECGC Foundation, Dixon Finlay, urged awardees to capitalize on opportunities presented to them as they work towards success and reminded them that not only their ability will determine their success in life, but also their attitudes. The students were encouraged by Nigel Scott, director of the SVGCC, to keep the institution's official motto in mind, which is Nothing Limits Excellence. This is the 6th year the ECGC Foundation has provided bursaries to students of the college's Division of Technical and Vocational Education. On to news in the region. The Trinidad and Tobago government has rejected a proposal from the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies, the UWI, for an increase in tuition fees, suggesting instead that the regional tertiary institution campus finds other ways to address financial shortfalls, including review of the courses offered. We have been faced with a challenge with the St. Augustine campus continuing to ask us for large sums of money. we spend somewhere in the vicinity of TT $500 million a year as a direct contribution. And then you have to add a government assistance for tuition expenses program gate funding to that. I would say at least TT $200 million in addition, said TNT's Finance Minister Com Imbert, who is also chairman of the UWI Grants Committee. The proposal for the increase came in response to Trinidad and Tobago government's intention to implement a 10% reduction in its subvention to the UWI for the 2022-2023 academic year, resulting in a cut of more than TT $50 million from the current subvention. Top experts from the Mount Sinai Hospital in New York are in Guyana to provide training to 400 physicians to help them better detect and treat patients with long COVID. Generally, between 10 to 20% of persons affected by COVID-19 will have persistent symptoms months after falling ill. This is referred to as long COVID syndrome. While many Guyanese have recovered from the deadly respiratory disease, many are still experiencing symptoms. One of the things that we're trying to do is to educate physicians so that they can recognize these signs and symptoms and be able to appropriately treat these patients, Guyana's Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, said during his COVID-19 update. Guyana's President Irfan Ali had engaged officials of the hospital during a recent visit to Guyana, requesting that they assist doctors in understanding long COVID. The first training session was held on Wednesday and it included discussions on post-acute COVID-19 syndrome and unexpected outcomes of the COVID-19 pandemic. On the international scene, President Joe Biden has said the U.S. should ban assault-style weapons and high-capacity magazines to tackle the carnage of gun violence. Addressing the nation after a spate of mass shootings, Mr. Biden said too many places had become quote-unquote killing fields. He said if a ban was not possible, the age limit for buying such weapons should at least go up from 18 to 21. But deadlock on the issue between Republicans and Democrats in the Congress means progress is seen as unlikely. In order for any laws to pass, Republicans in the Senate need to back them, which is unlikely because they defend access to guns as a constitutional right for every American. So far, the only area of possible bipartisan agreement involves red flag laws, which let authorities take guns from people at high risk of harming themselves or others. And finally, in sports, Real Madrid have asked for answers into the series of unfortunate events at the Champions League final against Liverpool in Paris on May 28th. They also want to know why the Stade de France was chosen for the game and who is responsible for leaving the fans abandoned and defenseless. Football has transmitted an image to the world which is far away from the values and goals which it should pursue, said a Real Madrid statement. The Spanish side won the final 1-0. However, the match was delayed by more than half an hour, and Liverpool fans have been described heavy-handed policing, organizational chaos, and overcrowding at the showpiece game, which was moved to the Stade de France from St. Petersburg following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Rajiv Providence. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. News. WEFM's Midday News is brought to you with the kind compliments of Courts St. Vincent Limited.
Get your game on all month long at Courts. Stream your favorite game or movies on a new tablet. Relax on a new recliner with your snack fresh out of your brand new fridge. Keep your heart and health in check with a home gym set and Wi-Fi compatible smart products and much more. Shop today with no cash and get instant credit. Get your game on. Courts, bringing value home.